Guyanese can brace themselves for more power outages in the coming days, says former Government Minister David Patterson. In an interview with this newscast, Patterson said the government has failed the Guyanese people.
The sad reality is for the folks in the country is that we will be experiencing blackouts for this, what they call it, distribution or some frequency management or something like that. We will be experiencing that until at least the end of January 2023 and 2024 minimum. The sets they're buying are containerized sets, so obviously they're shipping them in used sets from Honduras. Imagine the fastest growing economy in the world, Little Dubai, are buying second and third hand sets from Honduras. And the reason why these sets were available is because they've been mothballed. I mean, Honduras no longer uses them. They store them in a scrap heap, and they were waiting to try and find some third world country on the war-torn country to sell them to. But
Patterson, who served as Minister of Public Infrastructure under the coalition government, said he was surprised with the statement by the government about GPL removing large consumers off its grid during peak hours. He feels the government is trying to close the barn door after the horse has bolted.
And absolutely nothing in the last 3 years. But to your viewers, you may think it's a complex situation, but if you actually break it down and look at it, like if you're holding a barbecue, and you have 50 barbecue chickens, but you tickets, and you buy 50 chicken pieces, but you sell 70 tickets. Obviously, on the day of the barbecue, you'll have 20 short. That's literally what is happening. We have a limited amount of power, but you oversold it and you emphasize it on people, and then obviously when the persons now come to buy the ticket which you sold them, you're starting to blame the ones that bought multiple tickets. So the big businesses in this sense are the ones that bought the 10 tickets, and you're saying because they bought 10 tickets, that's why your barbecue is oversubscribed. Literally, it's a lack of planning and management. They're just totally incompetent. What is needed is solutions now. And I have said it all, that if these big businesses can self-generate, then it's incumbent on the government to subsidize them rather than penalizing them for something that the government has done. They can subsidize them with their fuel. I know they claim that the fuel is zero rated, but you can actually offer them an additional subsidy so they can stay off the grid permanently. And rather than having them do the fairy lights issue that we're having now.
According to Patterson, while the government is seeking to blame the coalition, it was the APNU AFC government that put systems in place to deal with the demands for power.
Notice that we brought in a new set, the 48 megawatts that kept us going for the last 3 years. We had a tender out for another 30, and that was supposed to be returned on September the 4th, 2020, because we already know it takes about, to buy a new set and install, it takes about a year and a half. So we already bought and installed 48 megawatts. We already went out to tender in 2020 for another 30, so therefore obviously by 2022 sometime last year we would have installed another 30. These guys come to power, and obviously whatever the coalition did, they obviously, somebody went over their head, so they scrapped it and did absolutely nothing. First and foremost, I blame the government, fully squarely on the government. You know what I mean? Barra Jagdeo came up and called the gas to shore project a no-brainer. And obviously, if it does ever come to power, come to fruition, that's 300 megawatts. So obviously, with the 300 megawatts, he is claiming, they're hoping that the 300 megawatts can serve the entire grid. That may or may not, we doubt it, everyone doubts it, but never mind that. So what they've done, but the project is so costly, $2 billion US. Persons will start questioning, why are you building at $2 billion US, which is supposed to come online in 2025, and yet you're buying generators, you have to be buying generators. So to make the project look feasible and like a savior, they stopped doing every single thing, awaiting this holy grail, which is in 2025. So
over the past few weeks, consumers have experienced frequent power outages. some of which lasted for extended periods.